Anti-aging creams, anti-aging serums, anti-aging everything. The beauty world has been at war with wrinkles, lines, and time itself for years. But what if we've been fighting the wrong battle? What if instead of trying to turn back the clock, we leaned into pro-aging, enhancing our natural beauty, owning our stories, and looking incredible at every age? Welcome to A Healthy Dose. I'm Julie Stautland, and today I'm sitting down with Julie Pickett, the gifted makeup artist who helps women feel empowered and radiant, whether they're 30, 50, 70, or beyond. Julie, thanks for joining me today.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here with you.
This is a great topic because I've
Yeah.
known you for a long time. And
Yeah.
I said, so our viewers don't know much about you. So let's learn a little bit about your background and
Yeah.
how you became this amazing makeup artist.
Yeah. So, really, it started when I was a child. Like, I just was fascinated with my mother's
You were
makeup.
one of those girls that was in there in the
Oh,
drawer
yeah.
pulling them out, trying
Oh,
everything.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Like my grandmas, watching my grandmas put on their lipstick and can I have some?
I remember doing that.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. And then as I became sort of like a teenager, there was like the magazines at that
Oh, yeah.
time, like the teen magazines and the teen pop stars. And so I would try to like mimic their
Right.
makeup and so it just became something that I really loved. And unbeknownst to me, I didn't think it was like something that could be a career.
So you didn't think it could be a career at that point? You
At
just
that
thought it was
point,
fun
no.
to do?
I thought it was a hobby.
Okay.
Yeah, and then moved to Toronto
Mhm.
and met a girl who was going to makeup school, and I was like, "What?
There's a school to
There's a
learn how to do
school
that?
to learn how to do this?" And so I decided, okay, I want to do this too. I
Mm.
went to school and I just instantly was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like it was
Wow.
just the best, and the just like working with my hands and the
Mm.
creativity and the color and the more than anything, the connection. And so it just started from there. Television was actually where I sort of was my training
Okay.
ground. And so I started in television almost immediately,
Wow.
working for a local cable station in Toronto.
That's
And
great.
it's just snowballed from there. And I've been so
Yeah.
lucky to have such a big, full career of
Mhm.
many different types, whether it's weddings or events or television commercials, TV shows, production campaigns, marketing
Wow.
agencies. Yeah, it's like
Just all over the place.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, today,
Yep.
with all that experience behind you now,
Yeah.
let's talk about what does pro-aging mean to you personally?
You know, I'm aging just like many women.
What? I'm in denial. No.
and and we are being
Mm.
fed this narrative
Yeah.
to anti-age.
Mm.
So when you just stop and even think about those two words together,
Mhm.
anti,
Mhm.
it doesn't sit well with me.
Mhm.
And so to me, I was like, we need to start to talk about the other side,
Right.
which is pro-aging, which is, the desire to age and the desire to still feel confident as we age. I often think about my grandma. I never went once to visit my grandma in her long-term care home and thought, well, she needs a wrinkle cream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
No, exactly.
like
Right?
I thought every time
Boy, she needs to change her ritual.
like every time I looked at her, I thought,
Yeah.
she is so beautiful.
Yeah. Oh,
And
wow.
and
That's
and
cool.
and that just
Yeah.
I'm not interested in this narrative that I can't age.
Why do you think the term anti-aging has become so exhausting for so many women?
I think because we're being fed it constantly.
Mm.
I think it's what we're being told. We shouldn't age. We're
Like attaching value to it almost,
yeah,
right?
we're being sold products to slow down aging, to stop. Do you know that they use words like fight,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Like fight the signs of aging. It's like so we're being fed this narrative that
Yeah.
it's like they want that society, the beauty industry really wants us to buy into this idea that it's like there's a problem, you got to
Mm.
fight.
Listen, we have 25 seconds left. What would you say to a woman who still feels shame about getting older?
Start to make peace with your reflection.
That is
S-
good.
yeah.
All right. When we come back, we'll talk about makeup and aging. Stay with us. 86% of Canadian women apply some form of color cosmetics, makeup. This makes up makeup use widespread, with most women relying on multiple formats rather than just one or two products. Facial makeup products, foundation, concealer, blush, powder, are used by over 70% of women. And lip products, lipstick, gloss, liner, are used by over 75% of women. But how we apply makeup in our 20s doesn't always look as good in our 50s. So, how can we tweak our application of makeup to give us a fresh and brighter look as we age? Okay, Julie, so what's the biggest mistake women make when they apply makeup as they age?
I think it's unfortunately the belief that what you did will work
Mhm.
as you age. I mean, not everyone, but many women
Mhm.
learn how to do their makeup sort of in those teen years, maybe 20s.
Yeah, I remember, well, being in the beauty pageants and other bit,
Yeah.
like we had courses on how to do it.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Or you learned from your mother or a friend, like or maybe a counter, like that was really popular at the time. But what happens is that women they learn it and then they get really rigid and they just
You
do the
do.
same thing
Yeah.
always.
Mhm.
And what happens is your skin changes,
Mhm.
the texture changes, the coloring changes. And I have so many women who reach out to me because I also do one-on-one makeup
Oh, that's
lessons
wonderful.
that reach out to me and say, okay, something's not working. And it's like, I know. And typically it is just like the purpose is sort of like to see like, well, what are you doing and
Mhm.
how are you using it? Part
Right.
of the lesson isn't just about the product, it's also about the technique.
Yeah, it's not maybe necessarily stopping to use it, but how you actually use it at this point.
That's
This is
right.
kind of like the gravity pulling down.
That's
You may not
right.
apply it in the same areas as you did before. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And something like, a really common area for women is concealer. Well,
Yes.
you can wear more concealer when you're young. As you
Mhm.
age, your concealer, it looks different, it
I
sits
know. It
differently, it
sits different.
settles differently,
Yeah.
and also you need to learn how to help it stay so
Mhm.
that you don't feel that sort of any kind of like the coloring coming through.
Yeah, and
And so yeah, so
think
it's
I
it's
think you hit
learning.
an age, and I know that I have so much makeup, but you just
Yeah.
start trying everything. You're trying to find what works now at this point. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, so how should women approach foundation and skin coverage in a pro-aging way now?
Yeah. So I always encourage women is that you are worth a little bit of homework. And my homework to women is always go find what you like.
Okay.
So there is BB cream and CC cream
Hmm.
and tinted moisturizer and then there's medium foundation, there's full coverage foundation, there's powder, there's
You could
liquid.
go in and you're going,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
know.
because what I'm finding with women is that because they get that "I don't know"
Hmm.
shock, they don't do anything, and
Right,
that's maybe also not helpful because
right.
that's not
They're
building a
missing out.
confidence
Yeah.
either.
Hmm.
So I always say to women, "Okay, tell me what you like." Well, I want something light. I want something that's kind of, will make my skin look like just dewy, or
Right.
I want to cover more
Hmm.
than most people. It's like,
Right.
okay, I steer them in that department and it's like, now go and try something.
Right.
Most, stores have a 30-day back guarantee. So it's
I
like,
never take advantage of that.
yeah, but
Yeah.
so I'm always like, if that's the one thing, the other products
Mm,
are really easy to even purchase online, but that's the
mhm.
one that I'm always like, be kind to yourself and
Yeah.
give yourself a week of like, do a homework assignment,
Yeah.
right? Like, go and
Right.
try it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, which makeup products and techniques usually enhance mature skin instead of hiding it? I think you mentioned it a little bit, like probably like BB creams and
Yep.
thinner ones,
Yep.
ones that don't settle into the
Yes.
wrinkles the same way.
Yep, very much so.
Mm.
I'm a big proponent of like, when I was told and trained how to do my own makeup, it was a lot of pigment back in those days. So it
Yes.
was like a pigmented foundation, a pigmented powder
Mm-hmm.
over top. Well, that starts to get really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, there's a lot more of like lighter finishes in
Mm-hmm.
your liquids. And then also you can get now powders that are translucent. So they don't
Yes.
add more pigment,
Right.
but they help set your makeup really lightly and you can still see the skin through. So that is
Mm-hmm.
sort of, it's more of those lighter, more translucent products
Right.
that really translate on the skin well as it ages.
All right. We have 15 seconds. What about for lips?
Lips, I mean, lips is something that, I think lots of women sort of lose some of that definition and plumpness.
Yep.
So, like, gloss is really
Yeah,
great.
I love
A
gloss.
liner and a gloss is
Mhm.
one of my favorites because you get a little bit more definition, but then
Right.
gloss is light reflective.
All right. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll talk about skincare. The Canadian anti-aging skincare products market was valued at approximately 793 to 1.2 billion US dollars in 2023 to 2024 and is projected to grow significantly through the early 2030s, driven largely by women. 38% of Canadian adults aged 40 to 45, with higher rates expected among women, use prescription-grade anti-aging topicals like retinols, according to the Canadian Dermatology Association. Skincare, including anti-aging creams, serums, and masks, is the largest segment in Canada's cosmetic market, with facial creams alone holding about 36.5% of the facial skincare market in 2023. Preventative use is rising. Many women in their late 30s and 40s start anti-aging routines before visible signs appear, fueled by an aging female population, over 4 million women aged 65 plus in recent years. All right, Julie, what is the core philosophy behind your pro-aging skincare routine?
It's care about your skin. Again, I see so many women who are so afraid of aging and who are so unhappy with what they see in the mirror that they're not even really taking care of their skin.
Hmm.
We get really cold winters here in Canada,
know.
and
You feel like a prune.
yeah, and it's like you need moisturizer. You need a really good moisturizer. Sunscreen to protect the sun will do much more aging damage than your genetics. So you don't need a lot. You
Right.
just need to take care of your skin. I would say, yeah, moisture and sunscreen are like my top two. If you don't do anything else,
Do at least that.
do at least that. Yeah.
Okay, skincare, what skincare ingredients and habits make the biggest difference after 40 or 50?
Yeah, so there's lots of stuff out on the market. I mean, you
There's
can
lots.
find lots. I like a simple routine myself too because I find that then I don't know what's doing what.
Yeah.
But I do think that vitamin C, a vitamin
Okay.
C serum is really good for your skin. It helps to just break down some of the pigmentation that can sit on the skin. It helps to kind of turn over those cells really well. A lot of women also, myself included, like a retinol. Typically, you use those
I
before
use that too.
bedtime.
My acne routine with my dermatologist was,
Yep.
A retinol, which of course I just keep taking. And I'm like, she kept telling me, you're not going to have as many wrinkles. And I'm like, I knew the day. I'm like, okay, now I have still dealing with acne and I have wrinkles. Hello.
Yes, I mean that happens too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a retinol is a really good
Yeah.
option for women. And night cream.
Yeah.
Your cells are turning over; they're working at night. So
And that's a good point to make. And if people think, okay, if you want to make the most out of
yep.
having the best in your skin,
Yeah.
take advantage of that nighttime
Yeah.
routine.
Yeah, and can I just call out all those women who go to bed with their makeup on?
Mm-hmm.
That's like you got to stop that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to wash your face and you got to put on some night cream.
Yeah.
And you will notice a difference.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so how important is sleep, movement, and nutrition when it comes to glowing skin at any age?
Yeah, it's so important.
Yeah,
And I mean, you know what? Hydration, right? There's so many of
I
us
know,
who are
and
like living on Diet Coke and coffee.
Right. And once you hit menopause, I'm like, there are some days I look in the mirror, I'm like, I am
Yeah.
such a prune. And then the next day, oh, I'm not so bad. I'm like,
Yes.
it's got to be the hydration.
It does.
It just is like, you're
Hydration.
like plump raisin, plump raisin.
Yeah. Also, it's no secret for women over 40 that we
Yeah.
don't sleep as great as we
No.
used to. And that affects us.
It really does.
Of course, there's mornings that I wake up and I look in the mirror and think, oh my gosh, I've aged 10 years tonight.
Right.
But
I
you
know.
know, you keep doing the things, right? You
Mhm.
keep eating the healthy foods, you
Mhm.
keep moving your body, and you hydrate. And
Right.
and what I can almost guarantee is that if you weren't,
Yeah.
you would be accelerating that cell growth.
And I think a good point here is when you get older, you're not as thirsty. And so for me, I really have to think about I need to drink.
Yes.
And that's the problem.
Yes.
I'm not thirsty, so I'm not
Yeah,
drinking. And I'm like, shoot, that's not good.
Yeah.
All right, stay with us. After the break, we'll discuss how fashion and confidence at any age is possible. Stay with us. Canadian women, especially over 50, increasingly prioritize comfort and functionality over strict trends or youthful silhouettes. In one survey, 76% of Canadians with similar or higher rates among women said feeling comfortable was more important than looking good when buying clothes. Many women 50 plus report feeling more style conscious now than in their 20s, defying stereotypes. They value personal style, independent of trends, brand loyalty, and versatile wardrobes that work for real life. 70% of Canadian women over 50 feel older women are underrepresented in media and fashion, contributing to a push for age-positive representation via influencers showing bold, colorful, or chic looks at any age. 59% of women over 50 say they are living a fuller life after 50, translating into demand for fashion that supports confidence and enjoyment rather than anti-aging concealment. So we're going to talk about that fashion, but first I wanted to ask you, can you walk us through one simple daily ritual that supports pro-aging from the inside out that you like?
Oh, I'm a big feeler, so I really just think it's like something that would make women learn to love the person they see in that mirror.
That is such a key point.
I just think like put
Yeah.
down all the products
Mhm.
and, maybe it's an affirmation.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that they look themselves in the bathroom mirror once a day, and even though they don't feel it, they look at her and they tell it to her. I
Yeah.
recently heard someone who said they took a picture of their younger self
Oh,
that
yeah?
they loved,
Yeah.
like when they were a little girl,
Mhm.
and they put it on their bedroom mirror
Oh,
so
wow.
that they would start to remember that it's like it's her, that to
Yeah.
love her. And I just think I really do think it's something like much deeper
It really
to
is.
really help us remember we are inherently beautiful.
And it's such a key point because if that's not welling up inside of you, it doesn't matter what you put on your face or what you're wearing. It's just not going to come through the same way.
Those are tools.
Yeah.
Those are
Tools. That's a
just
good
those are
point. They're
just
tools.
tools.
Yeah.
It's right inside of us.
Mhm.
It's that real belovedness that we need to learn,
That's very cool.
yeah, to be with.
All right. So
Yeah.
now about the fashion.
Okay.
So as you see, I got my blingy shoes
I
on.
know,
I don't know
I
if anybody can
love
see. I got
them.
blingy
I
shoes on.
love them.
I am I'm always made fun of because
Oh.
my whole life I've always liked color and glitter, and I just don't apologize for it. So,
Oh,
Julie, how
should
has how has your approach to fashion and style changed with pro aging, or has it?
yeah, it definitely has. I
Mhm.
think, listen, I think there's a couple of things at play. I think COVID did a real number on women.
Oh
and
yeah.
and it
Mm.
was like we all got real comfortable in leggings and baggy t-shirts, and comfort.
Mm.
And so I don't think that it has to be uncomfortable, but I do think that fashion again is a tool, just like makeup. So it's like
Yeah.
if you want to play with a red lip, why not play with, a hot pink purse or
Yeah.
a flowered pant for the summer?
Yeah.
Or I just
Love
think
that.
I think women have sort of we're told to, sort of be beige and blend in and not stand out.
Well, I
And
think that's part of the reason why I've been made fun of so much because whether it's winter or not, I have like a
Mhm.
hot pink winter jacket,
Yeah.
I mean, even when
Yeah.
I'm going to be talking about fencing later, even when I fenced in competition, I've got full makeup on and I take off my mask and I'm like, what? Where are you going? Out for dinner? I'm like, I don't know. It's just, it makes me feel I'm a bit of a dramatic person, so
Yeah.
it just makes me feel like yeah, I'm ready for the day.
But isn't that like to me it's like that's exciting. That's the point. And I think we need women to lead and to say I'm not going to be afraid. I'm not going
Right.
to become the woman who's just wears baggy black clothes
Right,
and
because I hit that
and
age.
tries to
So
hide my body
yeah.
because our bodies change too.
Oh,
We know
definitely.
like We know
Those
this.
jeans don't fit the same way they did before.
No,
Right.
and, when you're constantly trying things on and it's like, "Oh, that fit me a year ago, and I'm not that size anymore." I get it. So that's
Yeah.
tough, like, but
Mhm.
I also think, yeah, it it's exciting to me,
Yeah.
the idea of aging and
All right.
learning.
I've got 20 seconds.
Yeah.
What's the final message, last note you want to leave with people?
I think it would just be that all of these tools are at your disposal, and you are worth investigating what would make you feel more confident.
That's
And
wonderful.
if it's a lipstick, or
Mm.
if it's a good moisturizer, or it's like a power blouse,
Wear it.
do it for
Yeah.
yourself. Make that time and do that for yourself.
Oh, this was so fun.
It
Thank you so much for coming,
was.
Julie. This was
Oh,
great.
I'm so
This is a
glad.
very encouraging show. I really appreciate you coming today.
Aw, loved it. Loved being with you, Julie.
Thanks for watching.